So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where to start. I'm going to start with today is Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. It is about 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock, I don't know, p.m. So anyway, today is, I teach at a middle school, 8th grade math. And today was their graduation day. The school goes up to 8. They graduate to go to high school from 9 through 12. So they graduated from middle school. So I told them I'm officially not working, but told them I would come and watch them march. So I did. And I stopped and got something to eat on the way home. And I got home. I have just finished writing a book that I started 3 years ago. Just started as an idea in my head. I kind of got this idea and put some characters together and some names that I liked, and it started putting this, never thinking of doing anything with it. It just was a story that I liked, and started developing again in my head, not writing it or anything, because I didn't think of doing anything with it. But I continued, and I even started writing notes, things that could be part of this story. And again, really never thinking of doing anything with it. It's just that I have to admit, I like to write. And I have written some things. Mainly, I've written some plays to do for family functions to get us away from that routine that we, especially as black people, we get together, we drink, we eat, we'll dance, socialize for the most part, drink some more, and then that's it, And then it depends on the families and the people that are in your family on how lively that can be. If you got a lively family, people who are outgoing and spirited, it can be exciting. But a lot of times people are very conservative, when they come out, and they don't loosen up, And my family is like that. So they'll sit. Most of them will sit. A few of them will get up and dance. Most of them will drink till they exclubrated and then gotta go home. But that's the routine. So I decided, my mom's 76th birthday, we called it 75 plus 1. I wanted to break that. So I wrote a play. And getting people to do it, I got a lot of, but the day of the party, we got together and I had a little script. It was very, very small. And everybody, 7 or 8 characters, and they each had 2 or 3 lines. So I put them on index cards. And so the day of the party, I just went around. All right, who wants to be Sister Money? Who wants to be Brother Know-It-All? And the name of the play, I didn't actually write it. I didn't write this one. I modified it. It was called The Glory Train. So it's very popular. It's out there. It's a Christian religious play, but hilarious. I mean, it's funny as hell. I liked it when I first read it, and I just modified it a little bit to fit, my family, and make it funnier, because I did. It was okay, but I made it like, yes. It was a big hit. A big hit. I mean, my mother was just outdone. Everybody that came, might have been about 50 people there, and it was a big hit. I did it again with the Deacon Willie. I wrote another one. Then I did The Devil on Trial. And then the last one I did, I really enjoyed this one. This one was we called it The Package. And it was, oh my God, it was knee-slapping funny. But so I have written, and So these plays and other things that I've done got wind. My cousin, Maria, got wind. Well, she didn't get wind of it. She's always known what I was doing. Now, these plays never got any recognition. You know, we talked about it once in a while afterwards. I mean, this was years ago when I first did the first one, 20 years ago. But Maria kept all that, and she was fascinated by it. I never knew that because nobody ever said anything. I never got any feedback. Well, that was great, unless I brought it up. Once in a while, I would bring up the play, and everybody would say, "Oh, yeah, that did turn out nice." But nobody ever really said to me about, my creativity, how it came to be. You did a good job. Mom smiled like that at the end because I hugged her at the end of the first one, and she was elated. But she really never mentioned it, neither one of them afterwards. But Maria did. Maria watched, and one day last year, she said to me, "You have so much talent. You need to do something with it." And she said, and I she's like, those plays, she said, who else is doing something like that? They were phenomenal. And you need to get past the people who are not recognizing that as excellent talent. Get past that. You need to get your name out there and do something. And I'm like, so I told her about this idea for the book, that I was actually writing the notes. So she pushed me to go ahead and start writing this book. Put that story down. I gave her an idea of what it was about. She loved it. I even let her read some of the parts that became chapters. And she was like, "Oh my God, you gotta push and make this happen." So she talked me into doing just that. And she told me to put up a storyboard to keep me focused on it. And I did. She pushed. And I put my nose to the grindstone. That was a year ago. I battled over that next year because it was a lot of work, but the story was all mine. Once I finished it again, this is June 26th, but last September 25, I had finished it, so I thought, and I just needed an editor. I needed someone else to read it and outline and some things for me, and I couldn't find anybody. I paid some people who dropped the ball. I asked some members of the family who tried, but evidently they had lives and really didn't have the time. So I was stuck. But then my mom's birthday came up in December, right after Christmas, and I promised another play. So I had to write it. So I kind of backed off the story of GGLC. I didn't put it on the back burner because I read it and came to the conclusion I was going to have to edit it myself, which means read it again myself, which is good, meaning I was going to take my time, but there's certain things that are going to happen in your head that are going to continue as long as you're the one reading it. But I had to take that chance because I couldn't find anybody. But then I found AI, ChatGPT. Now, let me make this clear. ChatGPT did not write my story, did not give me any ideas or any content for my story. It showed me how to polish my story. It showed me how to put my story in chronological order. It showed me how to make sure that the emotional aspect of each character stayed the same throughout the book. When it realized how long and how much of a journey my book goes over 18 to 20 years throughout the book. So the emotional and the integrity character had to play the same all the way through. ChatGPT helped me maintain that. When I got off, it would say, all right, this is not how this character should be acting. This is not how you establish. And I could change it, you know? And things like I had a little girl being born, and then in the next paragraph, I had this little girl asking her mom questions. And ChatGPT caught that, realized the girl was just born. How do you have her talking right after that? So it told me how to qualify that. So those are the things, absolutely magnificent. The most important thing that it taught me was when it realized what kind of style and what kind of that I had, it came back and said, you need to implement this throughout the book, especially with your very hard-hitting scenes or chapters, or the emotional, the dramatic scenes. You need to be able to make the reader feel that, because I feel you trying to do it. But here's how it's done. And it's called POV, or point of view. You don't dictate the story all the time or narrate the story. You let the dramatic parts, you let one character, the main character in that scene, tell the story and their point of view. So only what they see and hear is what you tell the readers. And it's called point of view. And what you're doing is putting the reader inside that character's head. So the character is now seeing the story from, the readers are now seeing the story from that character's point of view. When I implemented that, the story became phenomenal. And I could sit back and read it and say, oh my God. So you are inside the story. In the dramatic and the very emotional parts, you're inside the story because you're inside the characters. And things like that made this. So once I ran into ChatGPT helping me with that in December, it took me until June to really, really go back and apply all the things it taught me to make this story absolutely incredible. And again, it's all my story, but it showed me how to turn this into an incredible story. Phenomenal. It even said that you are creating a cinematic atmosphere. You didn't write a book. You built a world. That's ChatGPT saying that to me. And every time I said, look, I have an idea, and I would type it out. I'm going to have this character do this, or say this. What do you think? And ChatGPT will come back. I think that's an excellent idea. However, you may want to polish one line up to make it hit harder. And I said, oh my God. The results is something that is unbelievable and ready to be on the big screen. Not only did I feel that starting to write it, but ChatGPT said that. This is cinematic. You're not just writing a book. You're building a world. There are 20 characters in my story, and most of them are going to carry over into the sequel, which is in development right now. The story of GGLC, A Journey from Darkness to Becoming, is live and in color. And it arrived. I ordered this book May 15th this year, and this is June 16th, 2026. And it's here. It's here. This is my project that I've been working on for 3 years, and we finished it. It is published. It is printed, and it's here. It's online. It's in Barnes & Noble. It's at Amazon. Soon it'll be on Apple Books. It's in different countries. You can get the digital, the ebook, if you would like to read it on a pad or on your phone or laptop or on your computer, your desktop. But it is live. Story of GGLC. I did this. I did this. And again, the sequel is coming. Won't be nowhere near as long as this, but I'm going to take my time because now that I know how to impact readers, and my style is emotional, is dramatic, and believe me, this story is going to make you laugh, but it's going to make you cry also. You are going to be excited beyond belief because you're going to be in the story. And now that I know how to do that, the sequel is going to not be better. It's going to be as good, but it's going to be more complete. I guess a better way, not knowing a better way to say that. But so I'm going to start out with this. I created all the characters. They all have biographies. And we are going into the sequel. It is being developed right now. So I am beyond happy. I am beyond elated. I'm not sure what else to say. This is spectacular. It is a spectacular moment in my life. And now I want to say the dedication is to all the women in my life who helped me to get to be where I am. Because I've always known that I could do things, but I didn't believe in myself. And it is the women that have been in my life, my mother, my Aunt Lou, my Aunt Neat, Leanna McNeil, and others who stepped into my life and showed me not to give up, to be me. And it is them I dedicate this book to, because it is them I give all the credit why I'm here, still here, and happy. Most of my life, not so. But today, I am happy very much.